Hello everyone, greetings from Storycorner at Bookmine, and I'm Sudha Umashanker, back again with another episode in our festival storytelling series. And today I'm going to tell you the story of Hiranyaksha, and there is some connection between this story and the festival of Deepavali, or Diwali as we call it, and you will find out what that link is all about as we go along. Now, long ago, there were two demons and twins, Hiranyakasipu and Hiranyaksha, born to Diti and sage Kashyapa. Now they were both very fond of Brahma, and they performed austere penance for several years. And then Hiranyakasipu asked Brahma for a boon. It was an impossible ask, but he went ahead anyway, and he asked for the boon of immortality. And Brahma said that even he wasn't exempt from the sting of death, and so any human being who was born had to die, and therefore that wish could not be granted. So Hiranyakasipu made some minor changes, and then a few caveats were added, and he asked that he be granted the following. He should not be killed by either God or man or any weapon. He shouldn't die either in the daytime or in the night time. He shouldn't die in the earth or in the sky. And condition 4, he shouldn't be killed inside the house or outside the house. And having made all these requests, he thought he had stitched together a very watertight request, and looked at Brahma, and Brahma said, "So be it," and vanished from the scene. So Hiranyakasipu was overjoyed at being granted his wish, and he set out on a spree to attack the Devas. They had vanquished, the twin brothers had vanquished the Devas, and they continued on their rampage. Hiranyaksha wanted to set out on his own and show his brother that he too was capable of many things. So both the twins had heard that Lord Narayana was the Lord of Lords, and they hated him with all their heart. They thought that he is literally a thorn in the flesh of the Asuras, and that he must be killed if the Asuras were to rule the world. So Hiranyaksha went around, and his first stop was at the city of Varuna. Now Varuna had defeated many Daityas or Asuras, and he has performed the Rajasuya, and he had been established as the king of the netherworld. And so Hiranyaksha went to Varuna, and feigning humility, told him that, "Lord Varuna, I wish to engage in a battle with you, and it would be my privilege and honor to fight with you." Now Varuna could weigh this demon very easily, and so he too, feigning humility, said, "Dear Hiranyaksha, It is years since I have stopped fighting, and I am too old, and I have no intention to engage in a duel with you. But then I know one person who would be willing to and will give you a good fight, and that is Narayana, the Lord of Lords, the Ancient One. And then he paused for a minute. Continuing, he said, he will take many forms to kill evil beings like you, and he will teach you a lesson and quell your arrogance. And soon you will be on the battlefield, enough food for the dogs and the jackals. Now Hiranyaksha only caught the first part of what Varuna said. Like very often we hear only what we want to hear. And he completely forgot the latter half, where he told him that Lord Narayana can take many forms, and he will definitely teach you a lesson, and that you can fight him to reach him. So Hiranyaksha set about looking for Narayana in order to engage in a fight with him. So as he went around looking for many years, he bumped into Brahma on one occasion, and Brahma asked him, Hiranyaksha, I have heard that you are looking for Narayana for the purposes of engaging in a battle with him. Am I right? Is this true? And Hiranyaksha said, yes, you are absolutely right. It is exactly what I am looking for. I have been looking for Narayana, the person you call the Lord of Lords, for years, and I will be very happy if you could show me where he is. So Brahma said, look no further, your search has ended. I know where he is, and I will show you exactly what he is doing at the moment. You remember the pralaya, the great deluge that struck us, and leading to the earth being submerged. Well, Lord Narayana is now gone down under the ocean, and he is carrying Mother Earth in his arms in order to re-establish her. So I will show you where he is. So Hiranyaksha was overjoyed. He was also informed that Lord Narayana had now taken the form of a boar in order to achieve this. And so he went and located Lord Narayana, who was now taken the shape of a boar. And he looked at him and said, you thief, you are trying to steal Mother Earth, and she had been given to us by Brahma to look out, to be with us in this Rasatala, in this netherworld. And how dare you try to take her away? I am here to give you a good fight. I have found you out, and I am here to give you a good fight. People call you the Lord of Lords and all that, but I think it's only Maya and illusion. And you have been dealing in underhand tactics. You have never engaged in a straightforward battle, and that is how you are able to win over the Asuras. Well, now that I am here, your days of glory have ended, and I will make sure that I will send you to the abode of death this very minute. Now Narayana, or Vishnu, or Varaha, the form that he had taken, didn't answer, and he continued to rise up from the ocean. And Hiranyaksha continued his diatribe. He said, you thief, I am talking to you and you are continuing to do your own thing. And do you think you can really get away? Certainly not when I am around. Varaha rose to the surface. He placed the earth on the surface, and he established her firmly, and he began to speak. He said, "Yes, I am a thief, and you have found me out. But I will not respond to all your ravings and rantings. You are already in the clutches of death, and you are making a foolish mistake by engaging with somebody who is more powerful than you. You call me a thief. Yes, I am taking Mother Earth. You also call me a thorn in the flesh of the Asuras. Well, I am also a compassionate God, and I don't like to see the feet of people bleeding from my being a thorn in the flesh. Nor do I want you to lose face by going back on your promise of killing me and sending me to the abode of death." And he enraged Hiranyaksha so much with his words that Hiranyaksha began hissing like a serpent and took out his mace and flung it at Varaha or Vishnu or Narayana. Varaha dodged and swerved quickly and averted the blow. And then he took out his mace or gada and flung it back, aiming at Hiranyaksha's brow. It was a close shave, but Hiranyaksha, remember, was also a good warrior, and he slightly ducked, and then his gada hit Vishnu's gada, and then this fight went on. There were many such rallies, and all the gods had descended, and they were watching with bated breath as to where this would lead. And Brahma, through his mind voice, spoke to Varaha and told him, "Lord Narayana, in one of my weak moments, I was pleased with their penance, and I granted them several boons, but they have been harassing the Devas and all the people on earth, and now it is time that they be killed. So do not wait any longer." And I am sure you know that the Asuras get more powerful in the night, and now is the Abhijit Muhurta, and now is a good time for you to decimate Hiranyaksha. Varaha, also known as Vishnu and Narayana, laughed to himself, and he said, "I am the Lord of time, and here is Brahma educating me about Abhijit, like I didn't know when was a good time." So anyway, he was filled with determination, so he took out his mace again and flung it, and this time aiming at Hiranyaksha's chin. As I told you, Hiranyaksha was no mean warrior, so he met his gada, met Vishnu's gada, and Varaha or Narayana, and the gada was crushed. Now the rule of war is that you cannot fight with an opponent who is weaponless. So they had to wait until Vishnu summoned his chakra and got it. Hiranyaksha meanwhile was continuing to fight with his gada, and he flung it at Vishnu. Vishnu caught it with his left hand and returned it to Hiranyaksha, but he refused to accept it. They changed many weapons, and after a point they began to fight with their hands and wrestle with each other. And after a long and a grueling fight, in which both were at their very best. Varaha, the boar, with his strong fist, managed to kill Hiranyaksha and quell his arrogance totally. Now, the reason why Hiranyaksha has a connection to Deepavali is because one of the Puranas said, the legend is that Narakasura, whom Krishna killed, and who is the reason why we celebrate Deepavali, was actually born to Mother Earth and Hiranyaksha, when Hiranyaksha's horns actually touched her in this duel. And Narakasura had, of course, obtained a boon that he could be killed only by his mother, and so, which is why Lord Krishna brought Satyabhama onto the battlefield at that time, and Satyabhama, who is an reincarnation of Mother Earth, was actively involved in the killing of Narakasura. So this is a connection between Hiranyaksha and Narakasura and the festival of Deepavali. And for the actual Deepavali story about Narakasura, you can look up the Deepavali story in our YouTube channel. Thank you for listening, and I hope you liked the story, and we will see you around with another episode very soon.